Good morning, all of you. Here we are back again with the fifth chapter, acids, bases, and salts. So let us continue further with the chapter. In the previous classes, we studied something about acids and bases. We had studied what are acids, we had studied what are bases, and we had studied what are salts. We had just discussed about salts. Today we'll study in detail what are salts. But just let us try to remember what are acids. We have studied that acids have a sour taste, right? Whereas bases, they are slippery to touch, and their taste, okay, their taste is a little different from that of acids. They taste bitter, right? So in the previous class, we had also studied about some kind of indicators. We know that indicators are substances that are changing the color when we add them to a solution containing acid or base. We studied two main indicators, turmeric powder and China rose extract. Then we also studied about litmus. We studied that how to prepare the litmus paper and how to prepare the litmus solution. We also studied the name of some acids and some bases. So let us continue further with today's class. So today we'll be mainly studying what is neutralization. So neutralization is what happens when an acid is mixed with a base. Those reactions that are occurring when we mix an acid with a base. So let's find this out using an indicator called phenolphthalein. So till now you have used turmeric as an indicator. You have studied what is blue litmus, what is red litmus. You have studied China rose solution, right? Now in nature there are many such indicators. Indicators can be made out of chemicals also. So one such chemical indicator which is commonly used in the laboratory, it is phenolphthalein. So let us just study what this phenolphthalein is. So you can see in the picture, phenolphthalein indicator, it is usually a colorless indicator. Okay. For this experiment, what you are going to do is fill 1/4 of the test tube with dilute HCl. HCl means hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric is the acid is the same acid we studied in the previous class. It is present in the stomach, right? So in the lab, hydrochloric acid is manufactured by different methods. We get it in the lab. So what you have to do, we have to take a test tube, we have to fill it with dilute HCl. Then we have to note down the color of both HCl and phenolphthalein indicator. Then add 2 or 3 drops of indicator to the acid and shake the test tube gently. We have to observe the color change. We have to see if there is any change in the color. We can see when an acidic solution is mixed with the basic solution, both the solution they neutralize their effect, and in their reaction heat is produced in lesser amount. A new substance called salt is produced. The first picture on your screen, picture to the top, you can see phenolphthalein, it reacts with an acid, no color change is there. But when phenolphthalein reacts with a base or an alkali, a pinkish, a beautiful pink color is formed, right? So when you further add phenolphthalein continuously, you can see in the picture at the bottom, you can see a white color at the bottom of this beaker, correct? White color, on top you can see a pink color, at the bottom you can see a whitish color, right? So this indicates that when more of the phenolphthalein acid, when it is added to the base, okay, salt is formed. So when an acidic solution, it is mixed with a basic solution, then what happened? Both the solutions, they mix with each other and they make a effect which is called as the neutralization effect. In the neutralization effect, heat is produced. It's very lesser amount of heat is produced, but yet heat is produced, and a new substance which is called as a salt, it is produced. So finally we can say that the reaction between an acid and a base, it is called as a neutralization reaction. So what is a neutralization reaction? The reaction between an acid and a base, it is called as a neutralization reaction. Salt and water is produced as a result of this reaction. So neutralization reaction is the reaction between an acid and base, and it results in the formation of salt and water, right? So let us move further. So how can you write it? So you can see in the box at the top, acid plus base. It reacts with each other to give salt plus water. And along with this, heat is evolved. Examples you can see, hydrochloric acid HCl plus sodium hydroxide NaOH. Okay, they both react and they give sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is the common salt which we are using at our home. So the formula of this sodium chloride is NaCl plus water. Water, the formula is H2O. So hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide. Okay, hydrochloric acid is a strong acid. Sodium hydroxide is a strong base. Okay, so when an acid mixes with a base, it gives salt and water. Salt, sodium chloride is the salt which is formed here. You can see chlorine from the acid and sodium from the base. They react and they form the sodium chloride, which is a common salt, plus water is formed. So where do we use this neutralization reaction? What is the use of studying this neutralization reaction? So neutralization in everyday life. Where do we use it in our everyday life? We use it in indigestion problems, ant bite, soil treatment, and factory waste. So let us study how do we use it in everyday life. So indigestion. So indigestion problems we all may be facing. The reason is the excess production of acid, HCl acid in the stomach. We all know our stomach is having hydrochloric acid. So excess production or digestion problem, okay, they cause stomach ache. So these indigestion problems, they can be reduced by using antacids. So antacid you can get, right? In the markets you can get antacids. Antacid is a milk of magnesia or magnesium hydroxide. So since we are using magnesium hydroxide is a base. So this base we eat in the tablet form. So it enters our stomach, and in the stomach it reacts with the HCl that is present in our stomach, and then it neutralizes. Salt is formed, and as a result our stomach ache is reduced and indigestion problems are also reduced. Next, in ant bite. Okay, ant bite, ant releases the formic acid, right? That's why it pains. So when an ant bites, what you have to do? We have to rub moist baking soda or calamine solution. Calamine solution may be there in your home, correct? We are using it for skin allergies and all. Calamine solution we use. So what it is made out of? It is made out of zinc carbonate. Zinc carbonate is a base. Similarly, baking soda, sodium hydrogen carbonate, it is also a base. So ant bite, formic acid is released in our body. This formic acid may react with sodium hydrogen carbonate or zinc carbonate, and it forms a base. So our pain is reduced. So soil treatment. When the soil is too acidic, it is treated by bases like quicklime. Quicklime is calcium oxide, or slaked lime. Slaked lime is calcium hydroxide. So if the soil is basic, organic matter is added to it. When soil is too much acidic, calcium oxide or calcium hydroxide is added to it. And if the soil is basic, organic matter is added to it. If the pH of the soil is correctly added, then what can happen? Plants can grow very easily. That is the reason for soil treatment, base or acid, depending upon the kind of soil. We use the acid or the base to neutralize the effect. Next, factory waste. Nowadays there are large number of factories. So the factory waste, they are neutralized by adding basic substances. When many of the factory waste are rich in acids, okay, so if they are directly thrown on the land, or if this waste they enter in the water, they will destroy the plants and the animals that are living in the water or the soil. So what is done? This factory waste, they are neutralized by adding the basic substances. In this way, we can neutralize the effect of the acid. So, with this, I hope you understood what are the neutralization reactions. You might have understood what are acids, what are bases. You might have understood the uses of this neutralization reactions. With this, we are ending today's class, and today we have our exam also. Okay. So waiting for your online class. Best of luck.